That was weird. I don't know why that doesn't work. Hey! What's going on, everybody? That's amazing that froze.
Yay! No intro today.
No intro. Welcome to episode 57 of the STS Guys. I am Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry.
Hey guys, it's Nate.
And I'm Scott.
And we are the STS Guys, a weekly podcast where we sit around, shoot the shit, and talk about anything geeky, nerdy, and cool. Besides our weird intro freezing, that like it's like weird, like that's crazy.
Yeah. Hey, video frozen.
Video timing.
What's been going on with this week, guys? Like I said, we got everyone back together again, so that makes me happy.
Were we all here last week?
No.
Yeah.
Where were you? Nate wasn't here.
No, I was here.
Really? We were all here.
I
Yeah.
haven't missed one in a while.
Scott missed one a couple weeks ago, but we've all been back for at least 2 weeks.
Oh wait, that last week was the week that I was in a terrible mood. So,
yeah.
You were just pissy. You just forgot.
Within 2 minutes, guys, I'm in a terrible mood.
Oh
But it was a good episode.
Yeah, it was a good episode. So what's been going on, guys?
It has been an interesting week. Let's just put it that way. We've had a decent amount of stuff go on this week.
Yeah, our weeks always tend to just be interesting. Random things happen. We're going to share it with you, everyone. It's a lot of fun.
Yay.
So I just got back from an interesting trip to Walmart.
What? Hey, what interesting Walmart?
We can lead with that, right? Let's shout out the chat real quick. So what's up, Matthews Nerdy Nation? Hi, Ian Doge. What's up, Nerdsmithing? And special shout out to a friend of the podcast, Drew. What's up, Drew?
What's up, everybody? What is up, Drew?
Hey.
So my trip to Walmart resulted in a Chase Batman Pez.
What?
Dang.
And a Chase Hulk Pez.
Oh, wait. So,
Super jelly right now.
I was going to say, not one, but two.
Double Chase Saturday. It was awesome.
See, I was saying this before, but Larry, you always have the better luck. Because, see, you got two Chase Pezes, and I watched a lady get arrested for shoplifting while at Walmart. So there's my luck at Walmart. It was interesting, to say the least, but not as fruitful as your trip.
I feel like yours is the more typical trip to Walmart.
Right.
I got lucky because Walmart's redoing. Well, I guess they're making an official like pop culture Funko section. And I saw on Reddit that a few stores were redoing theirs today. So I had to stop by, and they had a bunch of junk and some pop Pezes with the two chases. So
that's amazing. That is good. Like I said, the only time I've ever found two chases in the wild was the two crappy porgs.
Right.
So
at the time, that was still kind of cool.
That was at the time that was pretty epic. But like I said, two Chase Pezes. Larry, I said, I think you're officially now in the Pez game.
Yeah.
He's definitely in the Pez
Wait,
game.
at what point was Larry not in the Pez game? I know.
It was from the get-go.
I knew he was like, I'm not going to do these Pezes, but then you buy them continually.
Yeah, and I was the one who went around to all the Targets to get that Captain Crunch Pez for all of you guys too, right? I didn't hesitate. You guys are, cool. If you find one, like, maybe pick me up one. I went around that day to like 3 Targets. I think I've always been in the Pez game, and it's just official now. Me and Pop Pez, it's a thing.
So what is your official Pop Pez count now?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to stand up real quick.
I gotta know.
6 only, I guess.
Okay, that's good.
7 if you count. 7 if you count the double Stanleys. So.
All right, so I'm up to 8 now, I think.
Oh no, I'm missing one. I've got a regular Batman that's not there. So
yeah, because you bought that Target that day.
Yeah, I'm not sure where I put that one, but
so yeah, you are.
He's around.
You are officially in the Pop Pez game, my friend.
I think we all are a little bit, right?
Yeah, I got 2.
I've got 2. I've got a Batman and a Captain Crunch.
Yeah, and I had to pick up the Bob Ross. That's like a standard for me. So
you have the pop, so you have to have that to go along with it.
Yeah, I got the Pop Pez, and then of course that Captain Crunch that Larry bought for everybody.
So I think it's interesting that Walmart's kind of doing their own sort of pop section, and I think they're going to have Stranger Things figures there too that are made by McFarlane's Toys.
They did, yeah, they did.
And possibly, I don't know if they're going to do NECA because Target's got that, but I wonder if it's in response to Target's NECA section, which is also kind of a pop section too.
Yeah, see, I don't think it might be the NECA thing, but like Target's always had that little section that's had like the stuff for nerds with like the Harry Potter and like Pops and all that. They've always had that section kind of around the movies that they've had, and I think that this is just Walmart's attempt to like consolidate their stuff, which has always been just scattered throughout the store. Like, let's make an area for it.
It's so much more hit or miss depending on which Walmart you went to. They never stocked their exclusives good. Like, it was always a mess. So I think it's overdue, but I think they did use Target as an example, as like, hey, we should be like this, and check out how successful Target's been. Check out how many exclusives Funko drops on Target since they set up that cool section. So I'm sure Walmart's like, ooh, me too. We're bigger than Target. We've got more stores. Like, we'll sell your Pop Pez. We'll sell Deadpool mystery minis.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense because, like you guys said, when I've been into a Walmart, it's kind of just strewn about. You know, there's stuff everywhere. So to have it a little bit more organized, I think makes a lot of sense and will help sell their product.
No, but let's be honest here. I want to go with this. We are talking about Walmart, so they can set up a section all you want. It doesn't mean they're going to stock it. Like, I think the most it's going to be stocked is the day they open up that section officially, and then it's going to be downhill.
Yeah. Right, and then it's going to be all messy. There's going to be pops on the side, mystery minis that are ripped open, so people had to check to see what was in it. Like, yeah, it's going to be a mess really fast. Hopefully not. I think the difference is they're supposed to have like a vendor come in and stock it. So I don't know. Maybe that guy will help keep it nice. But man, some Walmarts are crappy. I'm lucky that the Walmart that's near me is the nicest Walmart I've ever been to. So fingers crossed. They've never really had Pops, but they had a decent amount today. So hopefully it works out. They had these Pop Pez's. They had Thor. They had Bob Ross, the non-Target exclusive Bob Ross got. So I don't know if you're interested in a dark blue base Bob Ross Pez, but I did see that one today. And then they had the Batman and Robins and just two Hulks, one Chase and one regular. So I probably should have thought about it a little more and picked up like the regular Hulk too, but I just grabbed the Chases and got out of there because I had to come back and do my podcast.
So crazy. No, it's a cash grab. Like it's literally a cash grab because I think that, like I said, that Target's seen some success with this. Walmart, like I said, it's a direct competition to that. Well, plus, like I said, I think Walmart's also carrying those loot crates in the store, which that actually tells you what's in the box on the front of the box.
Yeah. And it's all the old crap.
Yeah, it's the surprise box.
Yeah,
but you have an itemized list. It's not really a surprise at that point. Sorry.
No, and Ian and I were looking at those because they had those last weekend already in our store. And it's all the stuff from like 2-3 years ago when we had a steady Loot Crate subscription. I guess they just had a bunch left over in the warehouse. It's not even anything good. I think the price was okay. I think it was $20, but.
Well, and speaking of price, you had said that the ones you got at Walmart were what, $3.88?
The Pez were $3.88.
That's a really great price.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's like Marvel Legends that way, and Walmart's been doing this for a while, but Marvel Legends are always lower than everybody else. They're $18.88.
Yeah,
and with the Pez at $3.88, people are going to go to a Walmart first if they're after that.
Yeah, that's absolutely. Smart. So hopefully, right, it's going to be good for all of us if they can keep it well stocked, get some nice exclusives. It's going to be a win-win.
Yeah,
pretty cool, right? Maybe they'll even get con exclusives and put them on the shelves. Like, I don't know, New York Comic-Con or San Diego Comic-Con.
Whoa, Larry.
The segue, Larry. The segue was amazing.
Such a great segue.
I just love how Larry's like, and we're done with this topic. Moving on to the next one.
Okay. Well, speaking of San Diego.
Real quick, can I just mention something? Because, like I said, you mentioned something about McFarlane's Stranger Things. I read in the news like the other day, and I shared this with Nate. So I think this will probably be a perfect place for these toys too that are coming back out. McFarlane announced that he actually is redoing the line of Movie Maniacs and Twisted Tortured Souls. So if you collected McFarlane like figures back in like 2007, 2008, he did this incredibly creepy line of figures called Tortured Souls, and like I said, they were like the most grotesque looking figures that you could ever like lay your eyes on.
Oh, they're amazing.
Yeah,
they're amazing.
very, very detailed horror figures. They're pretty cool.
So detailed, so crazy detailed. So like I said, I'm hoping, like I said, with which each of these stores getting their own like specific section now, that hey, you know what, that's gonna be easier to find some of the stuff. So like that if they do have some exclusives, like I said, we'll be able to track those down. So that's kind of some exciting news coming out. No,
Yeah, that'll
So, just to go through, those were wasn't that a collaboration with Clive Barker too?
yeah, some of them were Clive Barker. Some of them there were a couple other ones too. Like I said, but they were just an amazing set. Like I said, they were disgusting looking, and like they were kind of like the most twisted thing. Like I said, like why would you have this? And like, it was especially weird to see it like in a Toys R Us, because like I said, you'd be like a Power Ranger right here, then oh yeah, you know, some guy that has his stomach ripped open and his guts hanging out. Oh yeah, and he's having a baby that's like in acid and like.
I had the one that was like suspended by his like spinal cord over the it had like a stand that you put him on. He'd be like hanging down with like an IV bag. Like it was the weirdest.
Yeah, and they're kind of like
set.
They're sort of like mini statues because they're not super articulated. They can move a little bit, but it's really just about the detail, and it has kind of like a diorama that it sort of comes with, so it's like a whole scene. It's pretty cool.
Dioramas.
Yeah, pretty cool.
All right, segue.
You know what else would be cool is if Walmart got San Diego Comic-Con exclusives.
It lost its luster.
No, I actually like it the second time.
Me too. It's better.
And I'm sure with time they probably will.
Yeah.
So
speaking of San Diego, pre-registration happened today.
What?
Yeah, it's the if you guys haven't heard, it's the 50th year of San Diego Comic-Con. They're calling it their golden year. They said they're going to do something special, but they haven't really revealed anything about what that's going to be. But I think that's created a lot of hype for San Diego Comic-Con this year, and that was evident in Pre-Reg. So Larry knows. I've been part of a buying group for the last few years, thanks to Larry. And I was in that buying group today, and I actually was pretty confident I was going to be walking away with what I wanted. Because the last few years I've not had any issues. But this year was a lot different. Within about 15 minutes, the preview night was sold out, and you can only get preview night from getting a 4-day badge. So I knew that was a bad sign. About 15 minutes after that, Friday and Saturday badges were sold out. I was trying to get Thursday and Friday, and so I was already starting to get discouraged. I'm like, holy crap, these are going really fast. Long story short, by the end of it, all I ended up with was one Thursday badge. So I'm at least happy I got that, but makes me a little worried to see what I'm going to get in open, because that's going to be even more chaotic.
Yeah. So it is weird that this year it seemed like that thing sold out way quicker than prior years. Yeah. Like it from the text that you sent, like it went from like 0 to nothing. Like I said, within 15, 20 minutes, like that whole thing was done. So I wonder, like, I know we had talked about it maybe being the 50 year, but do you think that's what's driving that, or is there something else that we think might be causing that to go down, go so quick?
So yeah. I didn't read much on Twitter, but I did see other people with the same sentiments that Nate had, right? That they're like, hey, this seemed to go really, really fast this year. Like, for the first time in forever, no one in my group got anything. You know, I saw a bunch of very similar messages, which, like Nate said, isn't typical for pre-reg. Normally in pre-reg, like Nate and I were in the same buying group. I think the first time that I was in it was 2015. So we're going on several years. And like almost every year, actually, no, take that back. Every year, everybody got something. Even if it was just like a Sunday badge or a Thursday badge, everybody got something. And it sounds like this year, totally not the case. So I'm all for the 50th anniversary hype train. But again, without doing any research on this, I actually feel like maybe they limited the amount of badges available during returning reg, and saving more for open reg, right? So returning reg is the first wave, or anyone who went last year gets first dibs at trying to go again for next year. I know that's always been kind of a pain point for the people who aren't able to get tickets. Like they'd complain and be like, hey, this isn't fair. This isn't fair. Like we'll probably never know for sure, but because Nate and everyone else is saying it sold out a lot faster than the previous years, there's only one way that works, right? The system is the system. The spinning blue circle is the same spinning blue circle that we've all stared at for years. The only difference is if they change that back end quantity that we can't see. I'd almost bet money that whatever that allocation was for today was a lot less than the past couple of years.
I definitely in the chat. So Brian says, do they do it by a lottery system?
So it's kind of like a lottery system, I guess, but you don't really get. It's sort of like you have to be in a waiting room, an hour in advance usually, and then it starts. So like Larry said, you got this blue circle that you're basically staring at the whole time, and there's a yellow banner that will update with random information like, hey, if you're in a buying group, make sure to do this, or hey, now Wednesday night's sold out. So you never really know if you're going to get in or not. So you have to just kind of be sitting at your computer the whole time, and then all of a sudden, hopefully you get into a buying room. But it's completely random. There's really no indication whether or not you're going to get in.
Yep, completely random, and you don't know your place in line. So like Nate said, you just kind of sit there blindly until tickets sell out. If you're in a group, I think our group has like 20 or 30 people or something. So you're in there, you're in the chat with them. But if you're just there by yourself, you really have no idea what's going on. Like I used to bring up Twitter on my phone too, right? Everybody tweets out, hey, I got badges, or they start complaining like, oh my God, I'm not going to get badges. Like there's ways to communicate with each other, but really you're just kind of there in isolation hoping. And then all of a sudden the thing's over and you're either got lucky or you're struck out, and it's that fast. And like Nate said, you really don't know what's going on.
Well, and it seems like that's even with like general, like if you don't get tickets now, guess what? In what is it, like a month and a half or so here, you're gonna do it again.
Yeah. And it's even worse because it's rather than the 150,000 people or whatever that went last year trying to go back again this year, you've got unlimited amounts of people trying to go.
Yeah.
The world.
Well, and Larry, you said that you think they might have limited badge count for pre-reg, and I think you're probably onto something there, because the fact that it is the 50th year and it is the golden year, I think they're trying to get new attendees to come.
Yeah.
And like we've talked about already, the pre-registration system sort of discourages some people. Like, okay, well, now it's going to be even harder for me because I've got all these pre-reg people already buying tickets when they were already there the year before.
Yep.
But
and the year before, and some of them the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before that.
True.
It benefited me because I got tickets a couple times during pre-reg. It's benefited Nate in the past. Like it's all good if you're on the good end, but if you're on the outside, like trying to get badges and you can't get them, I get that argument. I totally get that it's not super fair, but
yeah, I kind of had PTSD because this felt like before the buying group days where I'm just waiting by myself, like, oh, please get me in. I actually felt really confident when it started. But after about 15, 20 minutes, I started really losing confidence fast. Holy crap.
you got the kick. It's like, nope.
It's the most stressful like hour ever. And
it sucks.
The second year in a row I haven't done it. And I really don't miss that because it stressed me out.
Oh, you're so right, man. It's like the worst hour because you're just hoping and you're like, oh, what am I going to do if I don't get tickets? What am I going to do? And then now I'm thinking about, crap, now I'm going to have to fight the masses in open reg.
Just hoping.
So they didn't want to go.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like I said, you're going to have to fight that mass of people just for the, off chance that you are the lucky one to get in on that. Like,
yeah,
you never know.
But at least you got a Thursday badge. So I think we're okay with saying the STS guys are 90% sure going to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Yay.
We're going, even if it might be for a day.
Yeah. At least one of us will go to Comic-Con.
Right. You still got to decide if it's worth it to go for a day, but we're probably.
Yeah. Well, if it was any other day other than Thursday, I probably wouldn't go. But since it is opening day, it makes me more encouraged to do it.
Yeah. Like if you got a Sunday, it would be hard to say, yeah, let's go for just Sunday. But Thursday's good, right? You can hang out. Maybe hang around San Diego on Friday and still head back on Saturday. Like it'll be cool. I know that Jeremy and I, fingers crossed, no jinxes, please. But if we can get tickets to Fun Days, we're probably down for going on Friday again.
I totally want to do exactly what we did last year. What we did last year was perfect.
Hey, if we can get tickets, if we can get additional tickets here, I would love to go to Fun Days as well, and I think Nate would as well.
Yeah, if we can make it a group thing this year, because I kind of felt like I missed out a little bit when I saw Larry and Jeremy's awesome time and day after unboxing and reveal of what you guys got.
Hey, hold the phone real quick. Hold the phone. Just want to give a special shout out to Drew, who just contributed to our Patreon.
What? Thanks, Drew.
Thank you so much, Drew.
So
that's awesome.
We sell that Patreon up, people. So thank you for showing that support.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. If you guys haven't visited our Patreon page, please do. We have different tiers for different levels. Even $1, whatever you guys can do, it really helps us out. It all goes back into the channel. The awesome giveaways. We do the Super Mega, which we're going to be doing another one sometime soon. So it all goes back to you. And we really appreciate it.
No, in regards to the Fun Days thing, though, you guys, honestly, it'd be awesome to have you guys at our same table.
I agree.
Just because it's awesome. Like I said, I went to my first Fun Days last year, and like I said, I literally probably had the best time I've ever had in my entire life at an event. It was pretty fun.
It's my fourth, right?
Yeah, that was your fourth.
15, 16, 17. Yeah, it was my fourth.
That was your fourth Fun Days.
So hopefully fifth.
Well, hopefully fifth. And like I said, just that way we can get some energy at our table. They said there's only 2 other people at our table that had anywhere the same amount of energy that me and Larry had. Everyone else was just sitting down, chilling, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
Me and Larry, and then it's a Kung Fu Drew.
And his girlfriend.
His girlfriend, now wife, I think.
I think so, yeah.
I think they're married now. I think they're officially married now.
I don't know. Beyonce, at least. Yeah, that would be rad. STS Guys table. I think Ian Doge is probably down for going next year, too. So STS Guys plus Ian might be an awesome table.
Nice. That sounds like a lot of fun. Well, that's not the only stuff we're doing, right, guys? There's something coming up pretty soon.
Oh, yeah.
In just a couple of weeks.
So we got Tucson Comic-Con coming up the first weekend in November.
What?
STS Guys road trip.
Hey, you know what? That is the anniversary of our first official coverage of any con.
Right? That's awesome. Right. So we will be coming to you live from Tucson, I guess. I honestly don't know what we're going to do for the podcast that weekend. So stay tuned to our social media to find out. Because I know Jeremy's got another event Saturday night. So we probably won't be live that Saturday, but we'll give you guys updates on it. But we're going to hit up Tucson. It's going to be awesome. They got a okay guest list. I'm personally looking forward to meeting Jake the Snake Roberts, WWE Hall of Famer. I've got my Jake the Snake pop right up there, getting ready to get signed.
Okay, I am actually excited for Jake the Snake because I didn't know what happened to him, to be honest with you.
I don't know. He just kind of disappeared, right?
Yeah, like
but he was a big deal for a while.
So if you guys haven't looked recently, and like I said, then this is probably gonna be a shock to Larry, and they actually added a whole bunch of people.
Oh, I didn't know.
It's way more than we had the last time.
Awesome. So yeah, if you guys are anywhere near Tucson and want to come hang out, we'll be there. They put on an awesome event. This is their 11th convention. But like I said, we'll be there. We'll have stickers. We'll have high fives. I think I even have a few STS Guys pogs left. If you guys want to up your pog game,
pogs.
Just let us know, man.
Gotta have those pogs.
I've got new pins too. I haven't even showed you guys. I've got new STS Guys pins. So.
What?
Get them before the actual STS Guys.
Those the sticker mule ones?
Yeah, the sticker mule. $7 for 50. They turned out really good.
Nice.
Well, then, coming to you literally 2 weeks after Tucson Comic-Con, all 4 of us are making a trip out to California into the sunny shores of Anaheim to go to DCon.
Yes.
Yeah, really excited for DesignerCon, actually.
Me too. It's going to be awesome.
DesignerCon, so for those of you who don't know what it is, like I said, it's basically like an independent like toy show. So basically, it's not like the people like Hasbro and people like that. Like it's like the smaller and more independent toys, like the artistic toys. I guess you could say. So you have, like I said, like Kid Robot will make an appearance there. Like I said, Funko is going to be there with their Saturday morning, basically kind of showing off their new cereal line. So we're excited about that. Honestly, listen, me and Larry heard about this when we went to Fun Days last year because their selling points were awesome. Like, hey, it's the first time we're going to be in Decon, and you can take pictures inside a giant bowl of cereal.
Yeah.
I think once they said take pictures inside a giant bowl of cereal, I know me and Larry looked at each other. Hey, we're going to that.
Yep. I put a note in my phone so I wouldn't forget. I'm like, Designer Con, Anaheim, let's go. Came back home, got tickets. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to get my picture taken in a giant bowl of Funko cereal.
Okay. I do have to kind of give out a shout out to Matthew's Nerdy Nation in the chat because he says every time we say decon, he thinks of rat poison. I completely forgot that there's actually a name brand of thing.
Why would they call themselves Decon? Like, I know it's really Designer Con, but I feel like the actual convention people who run it call it Decon a lot too.
Yeah, they nickname it Decon. Like, if you go onto the Designer Con website, it says Decon on there. Like,
but the first thing that comes up when you search Decon is rodent control poison.
Right. And yeah, Matthew's Nerdy Nation, need a pic of Scott in a cereal bowl. There will be probably several pictures of me in a cereal bowl. That's like going to be a given.
Yeah.
As a fat guy who very much enjoys his cereal, even if it's 30 years old, I will be in that bowl. Like none of. I think we need to bring the box of Batman cereal. I'll sit in the Funko box with the Batman box.
There you go.
I think that's a great idea.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
And like you guys talked about, I didn't know much about Designer Con before you guys had discovered it. But like Jeremy was talking about, there's smaller vendors that are going to be there that I'm actually really excited about. One of them, which is partnering with Funko, is Metacom Toy. And they have never come to a American convention. So that would be really cool to see them for the first time and to see how they are partnering with Funko and what that's going to be all about. 1,000 Toys is going to be there, which makes 6-inch figures. Soap Studios,
Mondo.
Mondo is going to be there.
Yeah, that's a big one for me. I want to I know they're bringing a lot of their artists and stuff too, but I want to see what kind of prints they have. I think I'm going to leave with the Mondo print. I'm also leaving with the Johnny Cupcakes T-shirt for sure too.
Johnny Cupcake.
Yeah.
Johnny Cupcake.
We all got the VIP pass, and there's more that comes with that. We get to go early on Friday night. We get a bear brick from Metacom. It's going to be pretty cool. We're going to come back with some cool stuff, I think. It's going to be one of those surprising cons that I wasn't really expecting.
Well, to show you just exactly how excited for this coming out, we actually had media passes to this.
Yeah.
We actually bought VIP tickets as well, just to make sure, like I said, we could really kind of take full advantage of everything the con has to offer. So we are all super, super pumped to have this con come up, honestly, in about a month. So like I said, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be fun,
dude. And it's Southern California, so like we're not going to the LA area without doing some other cool stuff. So stay tuned.
There will be other things. Yeah.
No spoilers, but we got a few other surprises up our sleeve too. Some cool stuff that you're definitely going to follow along with us.
Be an STS Guys family outing.
Yes. Says you guys need to come to Washington and go to Funko HQ. That is definitely on the list. That might be on the list for me, maybe in March. I don't know. Like I said, I'm still toying with the idea of going up to Seattle for ECC.
That would be cool. Even if you don't go for Emerald City Comic Con, like it's almost worth a trip out there just on a weekend or something. Like
I think maybe Larry likes maybe we plan a trip too.
Still have to we gotta try to figure something out.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. In 2019, here, I'm sticking the claim right now. In 2019, it'll happen.
Ooh. So you do realize you just put that out in the internet. Someone's gonna hold you to that.
I don't care.
Good.
I'll go to Seattle in 2019.
Yeah.
Work up there.
It'd be cool. Hang out with Andy, right? Like nerdsmithing, hang out with Sully. Like it'll be awesome.
Yeah, I think that'll be like a dream come true for you guys.
It'll be our homage.
Yeah, and that's why honestly, like there's no way I can pull off Emerald City Comic-Con because of moving, but so that's not gonna happen. But I honestly would probably prefer to go to HQ when it's not a con. That way the lines aren't super crazy and you can walk around and kind of appreciate it a little bit more.
Yeah, no, it would be super cool. I think that's, just on anybody who collects pops like a little bit, like that would be a great place to go just to be able to check and see like all the stuff that they have there.
Well, plus a lot of the stuff they release is released there first, right? Is that right, or am I wrong about that?
They seem to get like some of the normal stuff early before the actual stores do. They have a bunch of T-shirts that you can only get at HQ too.
Okay. Well, like from Nerdsmith, he said he ended up getting that Dino Ultrazord like a month before everybody else.
Yeah, he found a Beetlejuice chase this week there too. Like they've always got some cool stuff.
And that store just looks really cool. I've seen the live streams, and they've got that whole Batman area with the Batmobile, and then they have like a rogues gallery of people in jail cells, and they have the whole Wetmore Forest, is that right?
Yeah, Wetmore Forest.
Yeah. So I would like to see the store myself. I don't even really collect Funko much, but from what I've seen, it looks like a really cool store.
What you're saying is you potentially want to go to Seattle too.
I might have to tag along with you guys.
Dude, you could take your picture in the Batmobile.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, it would be rad.
All right, so I think, like I said, can we try to make a group STS Guys trip?
Hey, I don't need much of a reason. I have a lot of family that lives up there, so I can make that an excuse. So I'm always down.
So we're gonna crash on Scott's cousin's couch, and it's gonna be awesome.
It might turn up being a yearly tradition. This year we're going to Designer Con. Next year we're all going to go to Funko HQ and maybe something else while we're there.
Yeah,
not a bad idea.
Brian Rainey, like I said in the chat, he loves the Freddy Vampire that he got. So which me and Larry actually bought that online as well.
So, can I tell the story about that? Because we were just legitimately walking. We were walking to the mall to go look for. I have no idea why. You guys just dragged us to the mall. You wanted to go look at like.
We were going to Hot Topic just because.
Yeah, just because. So I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm hungry. We're gonna do lunch afterwards. I'll tag along. All of a sudden, we're just walking. These two fools just like disappeared. They stopped dead in their tracks in the middle of the mall. I'm like, what the hell are you guys doing? They're like, my PayPal's not working. Like
I struggled so much. I couldn't get Amazon Pay to work, and Amazon Pay always works in the Funko shop. So it took me a good, 5 minutes to buy that stupid Retro Freddy, but I didn't even realize. You and Stacy kept walking.
Yeah, we were walking like completely oblivious to the fact that you guys are both like just dead stop. Like it was the strangest thing. Just watch you in the middle of the mall. Just
Hey man, Freddy's first.
Yeah,
gotta do anything to get that Freddy Funko.
It was fun. Well, speaking of other Funko Pops, what other Funko Pop that I'm glad I got?
Which one?
I'm glad I got the Iron Fist Funko Pop.
Fucking segue game on point tonight.
Seriously, this is another one.
Yeah. So who all didn't see this coming though? Like
I'm a little surprised.
I gotta say,
I am.
Well, for the most part, I haven't watched all of season 2, but I've heard from multiple people that it is better than season 1. So I'm a little surprised too, even though I know Iron Fist is probably the least liked out of the 4 defenders.
But here's what I say: it's you could fart in a jar to call back one of our previous episodes, and it would be a better TV episode than season 1 of Iron Fist. So yeah, anything they put out was probably going to be better than that first season.
Fair point.
That is true, and it had its problems, but like I was actually looking forward to season 3. Remember, if you go back to our recap of season 2, like the way that season 2 wrapped up, like I kind of wanted to see what was going to happen next, and now it looks like that may never happen.
No, so I got a theory about this.
Oh yeah.
Is it Heroes for Hire?
It's Heroes for Hire. So I think they canceled his series because they said no one watched it anyways.
Yeah.
And I literally think they're going to start to consolidate some of these, especially now because remember, like I said, if you remember, the Punisher was never actually supposed to be a series. So he got such great reception in that second season of Daredevil, so that's when they greenlit that. They're like, you know what, hey, we gotta give this guy a series because like I said, this works. People want to see this, and then people watch the shit out of the first season Punisher, where they immediately greenlit the second season. So I think it's basically a matter of like, hey, you know what, we can consolidate this, and I think we'll actually get some more views out of it. So I think we're actually going to get a Heroes for Hire because, like I said, there's one thing that there's an interesting quote part of his tweet out that he said that basically alluded to like, hey, that's not the last of Danny Rand that you saw, which kind of leads me down the path to believe that we're actually going to get a Heroes for Hire.
Well, I mean, they had him show up in that second season of Luke Cage. So I mean, and they kind of established that he makes a comment. He's like, "Hey, I really like this like barbershop that you have going on here. This is an awesome space." It sets up the fact that Heroes for Hire is there. So I know that they're starting pre-production on Luke Cage season 3, right? Where he's kind of like going to be the Kingpin. So I'm wondering if that is going to lead into a Heroes for Hire. It's like they're going to start it with that next season of Luke Cage.
Or does season 3 of Luke Cage, does it even have to be season 3 of Luke Cage?
Yeah,
they could just call it Heroes for Hire.
Right, exactly.
Here's what Finn Jones said. So with every end is a new beginning. So that's literally how he gives that's how he leads off his like, hey, let's go back out. But
I have to say, very Danny Rand of that thing.
I was thinking the same thing, man.
Very like foreboding and foretelling. I'm like, okay, whatever. It's like I have an enormous amount of love and respect for everyone involved in the last 2 seasons of the show, defending the greatest city in the world, one of the most talented and warmest people. Has been a privilege and joy. Blessed to have taken this grateful journey, and thanks for the ongoing support. So with like I said, he said, hey, a new beginning. There's the director of the show. He basically kind of alluded to quote unquote a new beginning as well. So I honestly think the Danny Rand of Iron Fist is dead, but the Danny Rand Iron Fist is going to be part of Heroes for Hire. I think that's exactly what
honestly, with the way those 2 seasons have like I actually liked the second season of Luke Cage, but I can see like some people didn't. So I think that those 2 characters are losing steam. So their best option is to combine them as that Heroes for Hire, and obviously make a big bad guy, but you could also have it do like the villain of the week or whatever, like a traditional kind of superhero TV show, and it would work with that group.
That would be so good.
Yeah, this lady's paying to get out the tenants that won't leave.
Yeah, the villain of the week. I would like that rather than just one long story arc. Villain of the week, and then it's kind of a reboot for their 2 least popular shows. I would be excited about Luke Cage and Iron Fist again if they somehow merge them together. Keep Colleen, right? Keep Misty. Like so, you bring all the good parts of those 2 shows into one.
Yeah, and the Flash. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead, Nate.
I was going to say the Flash does villain of the week, and it works out really well. They always switch up. They have like the main villain, then they'll have like the villains of the week.
Right. Well, the best season of the Flash, season 1, always had a villain of the week.
True. Yeah.
So yeah, go back to that, please. For the Flash too, because Flash needs help.
I was also going to say too, like, I mean, you already have Misty Knight and Colleen, so you could also have a Daughters of the Dragon series that spins out of it, or have those 2. And even in the last couple of seasons, it has kind of hinted that those 2 have a friendship. So there's a potential for
the way 2 wrapped up, like they were best buds. So
yeah,
for sure.
Let me ask you guys, like, so you guys, I know, have been watching a lot of the shows pretty avidly, but do you feel like there's enough there to really continue to build the universe, like you're talking about, like Heroes for Hire, and then what was the one that you just talked about?
Daughters of the Dragon, which is basically it's Heroes for Hire, but it's Misty Knight and Colleen.
Got it. So I mean, universe building always is cool, but do you feel like there's enough steam here to make these shows really work?
I absolutely think so.
I think it would actually work better.
I think it's going to work better than their own independent, because I think there's not a lot of character in some of these characters, but like I said, they need to basically be teamed together, and like I said, to be able to kind of tell that story. And so honestly, I honestly dead set see a Daughters of the Dragon series happening, just because of the reception that those two had in that show. Like, so they outshined the star of the show.
Yeah. They were together doing their kind of work together for I think it was one episode.
Yeah,
and that was one of the best ones.
I'm glad you said it that way, Jeremy, because I was going to lead into saying, like, I think it would make sense if they started doing more team ups, because it's kind of shown that unless it's Daredevil or like Punisher, or maybe even Jessica Jones, the standalone seasons just don't work as well as when you have multiple members together.
I absolutely 100% agree, and I think that I said we'll start to get some more of that kind of as we go forward, because I think there's a couple of different opportunities that Marvel has here, and I think that with Disney's streaming service kind of like looming out there, they need to reignite some of the you know what we have these licenses, we need to create, well, in order to keep them too, like I said, they need to keep making content for them. Yeah. So they need to do something. So that's why I don't see Netflix giving up the character.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think this is an interesting thing too, something that they haven't really had up until this point. Now that Disney has their own streaming service, or they will soon, Netflix is going to have kind of like direct competition with a Marvel running series. So they're either going to have to step up their game or kind of change up the formula to sort of compete, depending on how Disney does. But it's Disney. They have a ton of money to throw at it. I feel like their shows are going to be good. You know, we'll have to see how that all pans out and how that changes the game. So what do you guys want to see from Disney streaming? Like, what's one show that you want to see from that streaming service, Marvel related, if you could pick?
Well, obviously, we're not going to see anything from, like Guardians of the Galaxy or James Gunn.
Yeah.
Oh,
good
womp,
womp. Somebody switch sides. Jeremy is so happy with his fucking segues.
But I am happy with that one.
They work so well, though.
I'm thinking, how are we going to transition this one? Because we were talking about this before the podcast. Like, how am I going to transition to this James Gunn thing? Oh, bam! There we go.
And just blunt trauma. There you go. That's the way we're going to do it.
You're on fire, dude. That's 3 for 3.
Wait, so James Gunn is going to direct Suicide Squad #2?
So apparently they haven't confirmed direct that. So he's at least writing it. There has been, most likely he will end up directing. Like, if they have someone like him coming on writing it, they'll have him direct it too.
I would imagine, yeah.
But as far as we know for sure right now, he is at least writing Suicide Squad #2.
But wait, guys, Marvel just swore off James Gunn. They said, "Nuh-uh, we're not working with that guy anymore."
You talked about touching little boys' peepees. You can't be a Marvel person.
Well, when you put it that way, I don't know if it's good to talk about it either. But, why is DC now okay with it? What do you guys think?
Because they need somebody
to
help make their money.
I agree.
And it gets everybody talking about their stuff, right? Yeah. Suicide Squad is the DC version of Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, it's a complete makes sense shift. Who doesn't? Who's into this stuff? Who's not excited to see what he does with Suicide Squad?
Yeah, and he has a proven ability to do good team-up movies. And if DC's lacking anything, it's a sense of direction. Yeah. So they need something.
The worst thing about DC movies is their writing is shitty.
They're just all over the place.
They're all over the place, and they can't make a concise story. So if you have somebody like Gunn, who is a proven track record of making good superhero movies that people like, and actually can have a concise vision as to what the movie is going to be about. And I mean, like I said, he even coordinated scenes to music. So that aspect of things will translate very well into other superhero movies. So I think that's the other aspect, is they finally got a good writer.
Because like I said, I think they gave David Goyer his chance. And it just didn't work out. David Goyer's done some great stuff in the past, but I literally, like I said, if you could just take one block, it's almost like having car parts that are interchanged with one another. There's two different cars. James Gunn is that car part from car A that works on car B that should work on car B, but it's going to work on car B. And I'm excited to kind of see what he does with this, just because I think it's going to be, honestly, surprising to everybody.
Yeah. And the good thing I heard about him say is that he's going to ignore the whole first Suicide Squad movie as if it basically never happened, and kind of started off as a whole just new story, so that we don't have to rely on the whole, Joker Harley Quinn debacle that was the last one. Is kind of a fresh start. Let's see what he can come up with. And I think if anybody can just have them jump into a middle of a story and create a bunch of likable characters, it's gonna be him.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So hold on. Like James Gunn, awesome, right? In Guardians 1, Guardians 2 was one of my least favorite Marvel movies, and I know I'm not alone.
Yeah.
You guys like it probably a little more than I do, but I think the general consensus is that Guardians 2 is one of the worst MCU movies. So what if he lost his edge or whatever?
Okay, to your point, Larry, to your point. So you've seen Suicide Squad, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Anything is better.
Would you put Guardians 2 above Suicide Squad?
I think I'd rather watch Suicide Squad.
Dude,
no, man.
You're a fucking liar.
You're a liar.
That's the thing. Is like you just backed yourself in a corner and you have to talk your way out of it at this point. No one in the history of the world is like, I would rather watch Suicide Squad.
There were good parts. Like
there was no good parts.
Harley Quinn was pretty good.
No, she was not.
Yes, she was.
Like, don't lie to yourself. She just had a nice butt.
Larry's point, there were good parts. The first 15 minutes of the movie were great.
Yeah, where they set everyone up.
Where they set up all the characters.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I think
once those characters had to start doing the movie, you're like, oh, this doesn't work at all.
So one thing that makes me excited about James Gunn is what you guys are talking about. So there's a lot of good characters within Guardians universe that are all utilized really well. They all get their own screen time. They all have kind of their own separate stories. You sort of understand where everybody's coming from. They all work together well. The thing that Suicide Squad lacked so much is that there was no really cohesiveness to it. It was more of like, hey, Harley's the big popular one. Let's focus on her. Okay, now Deadshot's the main guy. And let's look at their relationship together. But then these other guys are like sort of just throwaway characters. They don't really have any cohesion to the story. So I think if anything, James Gunn's going to bring that good team dynamic into the universe, which it desperately needs. Right. But I also agree with Larry that Guardians 2 I really did not like it at all. And I'm a little worried that maybe James Gunn only really had it for Guardians 1 and he sort of lost that touch.
So I'm just going to say, I'm with Jeremy on this one. Is anything that he will put out for them is going to be better than anything else DC has put out so far. Like, you had their one good movie in Wonder Woman, and that was about it. So him jumping on and knocking out something with Guardian, like, even if it's Guardians 2 quality, it's going to be one of the best things that they've done.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then, like, I don't think that he'll overuse. So for example, like, one of my main hangups with Suicide Squad is the overuse of the helicopter crash. There are so many helicopter crashes.
There are too many.
And that where everyone just walks away scot-free.
No one dies in helicopter crashes in DC movies. That's the thing that is basically the almost guaranteed the lethal thing for anybody in the real world. Nah, DC, it's fine. We'll throw in like 6 of them. You're good.
So doesn't DC have Joss Whedon now too?
What
is that guy doing?
So here's the thing: is question mark. I know he stepped in to make Justice League.
And he was supposed to make the Batgirl movie, but I think that I haven't heard anything about that in a while. So that one might be dead.
I don't know what's going on. I think once Justice League got critically destroyed, I think they're adjusting their priorities, and I think everything got placed on hold at this point. Because Joss Whedon is supposed to be over there, and as of right now, it's like, I don't know.
To be fair, Joss Whedon was kind of like an afterthought for Justice League. It's not like he was in there from the very beginning and helped create it. He was more of like, hey, we have this huge mess. Can you help us at least put a Band-Aid on it?
Yeah, it's like, hey, fix Zack Snyder's mistakes.
And Joss Whedon's too busy because he's going back to his roots.
Which is?
Buffy?
Yeah,
Buffy?
They're rebooting Buffy.
What? Buffy reboot?
Yeah.
That series was good in its own right. I don't know if it needs to have a reboot.
I'm with Scott. I have no
Yeah.
interest.
I disagree with you, respectfully, just because, and I think the reason why it would work now is just because they prove they can bring the Archie universe and make it cool and make it relevant. It's actually a really good show.
I don't like Riverdale.
They're doing the same thing with the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina coming out. I think that today's youth, quote unquote, I feel so old by referring to
dude, you are so old.
I am so
We're
old.
Oh.
all old.
Yes.
Like I said, it's just I think because like the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer, like I said, it's that was back in '97.
Yeah, I was gonna say late '90s at least.
Jeremy, are we going to get Sarah Michelle Gellar, or is it going to be somebody else? Daughter of Sarah Michelle Gellar?
I'm sure she'll make an appearance in there, but
So yeah, like Sarah Michelle Gellar would have to play Buffy's mom at this point. Like it's been a number of years.
Yeah, Buffy's crazy aunt.
Yeah. But see, here's
got to
the
be
thing.
in there somehow.
Buffy had that cult following because of the way that the show worked, and I think if you try to take that gritty teenage drama shit that they added into like Riverdale and what it looks like the Sabrina is going to be bringing in, I don't know if you're going to get that audience to come back. And yeah, you're going to get a new audience.
you watched. How much Riverdale have you watched?
A few episodes to the point where I had to turn it off.
You gotta. I kid.
There are murder mysteries and all that stuff. That is to me.
I kid you not. I said no bullshit. I said you gotta at least finish the first season. The first, like I said, the first half of the season, I'm like, I don't know about this. I finished. I powered through the first season of Riverdale. I didn't think I was gonna like it. I'm like, who the fuck cares about Archie? And I said, I don't care about this at all. It actually turned out to be a pretty awesome show. Where I immediately started watching. I actually bought the second season because it wasn't on streaming yet.
What? Jeremy spent money to watch Riverdale, guys.
Yeah.
Money to watch.
I'm on the other side. From what I've seen so far, is not worth me putting any time into it.
Then it's also got me excited for, like I said, all these little different snippets from the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. We're getting that dark Sabrina that fits into that universe as well. It's pretty cool. Like they've released a clip today from the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, where they're showing Salem, like so this version of Salem, which is a demon. It's actually pretty cool.
So I haven't seen Riverdale, but I do have kind of an interesting thing that I've noticed is that a lot of the shows nowadays, they're rebooting old ideas. Like Buffy's getting rebooted, Charmed is getting rebooted, Sabrina the Teenage Witch got rebooted, X-Files got rebooted, and it never should have been touched because it ruined the name of the show. There's not these original ideas that you used to get back in the late 80s, early 90s. It's all rehashes of past ideas. And I think, if anything, we need fresh material because it's all just getting overused.
No, to add on to your thing, Nate, I think is when they do all these reboots or these kind of like rehashes of things, and they try to take what people know and love, and especially something with a huge cult following like Buffy, if you try to change that, you're gonna lose a lot of those people that like the original. You're never gonna have it, especially if you try to change the core part of the show and try to bring it out. Like
perfectly said, yeah.
You're not going to get that same audience, and it's going to work. Yeah, as Larry said, Murphy Brown. At least
Come
that
on,
is.
you guys aren't watching the Murphy Brown reboot.
That is on my list to watch because I remember watching that with my parents back in the day.
Stop your bullshit! Like you finish Riverdale, but you watch fucking Murphy Brown.
I will, dude. Okay, I will watch some Murphy Brown.
Jeremy's calling you out, man.
I'm calling you out on that shit.
I will watch Murphy Brown. I watched that with my parents back in the day.
I too have seen a fair amount of Murphy Brown episodes thanks to my mom and dad, but that's one of those that should have just stayed dead, man.
I don't know where it came from, to be honest. Like I heard a radio ad for it, and I was like, wait. Yeah. Murphy Brown is back?
Right. That's the world we live in now. Because of the Fuller Houses, because of Girl Meets World was kind of popular, right? Some of those ones, like the tweeny kind of shows that we all liked as a kids, came back. So they're like, let's reboot everything, right? Yeah. 90s is cool again. So you get stuff like Murphy Brown.
I'm calling you on your bullshit.
Stop trying to defend Riverdale for first of all, you fucking joke. Like that thing is awful. Just call it awful. I don't care if you bought an episode of it. Like that show's awful. And yeah, I will watch some Murphy Brown. I love some early 90s, sitcoms. But second of all,
it's not early 90s. It's a reboot.
If it's bad, I will call it bad. Like
Scott had a crush on Faith Ford, and he wants to see what the grandma Faith Ford looks like now.
Yeah. All these things. What is that? 20 years later. It doesn't go that long, Jeremy. It's over in a couple of seconds when that comes into play. But here's the question I'm going to pose to you guys: is a lot of those things, like you said, Fuller House and that stuff, came out as a nostalgia kick, and then I think everyone is now grabbing for this. Like, nostalgia is the big thing. At what point does it become nostalgia overload?
We're close. We have to be.
Right?
I think we're reaching to that point because there's been so much crap that has been made off old names. And it's like you were talking about earlier, Scott, like you have these old shows that you used to watch that you used to like.
Wait,
Jeremy's giving me a timeout.
No, hold on. Zach Morris is doing a timeout.
Timeout. Just because I don't want to ignore this, Nate, I'll come back to you. Casual Unboxing, they should reboot Family Matters. I know someone else, along with me on this podcast, is all for that idea.
I 100% support reboot of Family Matters. Speaking of Family Matters, Jeremy, did you see there's some type of leak list out there from, I don't know, wherever those Funko Pop leak lists come from? They're making an Urkel Funko Pop.
Oh, snap.
I am buying an Urkel Funko Pop.
Did I do that?
Is the Chase Stefan?
I don't think it has a chase, but I thought of that too when I heard about it. I'm like, they should make like normal looking Steve, but nobody would buy that one, right? You want suspenders, you want nerd glasses, you want Urkel.
I do that.
Yeah,
I do that.
Yeah.
Whoa, they do your Urkel again?
Did I do that?
It's pretty good, man.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. But, like I was saying, I just feel like they're hanging on to these old names, but then they're giving you something entirely different from what you used to like. And it makes you hate the property afterwards.
Exactly.
Like some of them are good, but there's gonna be some hits and then there's gonna be some misses. Like no one's really nostalgic about Murphy Brown.
Yeah, no, that's just they're trying to catch. I'm not even excited for it. I just said I would watch it, fucker. Like, but second of all,
that conversation's not going away anytime soon.
No, it's not. You know what? Just out of spite, I'm going to watch the entirety of it, and I'm going to love every goddamn second of it.
You better watch the entirety of it. I'm going to give you episode quizzes because listen, you're so full of shit.
Scott,
because I would rather watch Murphy Brown over fucking Riverdale.
Scott, if you want to start a Murphy Brown podcast with me, I'll do it, man.
Yeah, let's do it. Larry, we're going to have a Murphy Brown episode just to spite you, Jeremy.
No, I meant like an entire podcast.
Oh, you just want a Murphy Brown? Like, are we going back and watching old ones or just starting with the new? Yeah, we'd have
probably.
to.
You got to
committed
to the classics. Yeah.
You're committed,
Walk
man.
yourself out of that one, Scott.
310 to Yuma was a good reboot. You know what?
This is the Murphy Brown in a podcast.
Good God, there was 247 episodes of Murphy Brown.
That's actually way too many.
Way too many, man. Ew.
What? Yeah.
I'll take my 2 seasons of Riverdale versus your 240 episodes plus your reboot of Murphy Brown. Enjoy.
Oh god, I love how this entire episode devolved into an argument about Murphy Brown.
Don't question Jeremy's love for Riverdale. All right, that's what it boils down to.
Clearly,
it's not that. It's not that at all. It's just that he's going to watch Murphy. I know Scott. I've known Scott for years. There's no way he's watching Murphy Brown.
Well, he is now because we just
now out of spite.
I just said I would rather watch that over Riverdale, and now you're calling me out like that's a surprising thing. Yeah, I've watched Riverdale. It blowed ass. It is not good. I know that you like it, but I did not.
I only watched the first episode and I couldn't get into it, but I've heard good things from people other than Jeremy. So
I have not tried.
It is not my cup of tea.
It's that CW tween kind of show, right?
Yeah.
Like it's in the same category as like Pretty Little Liars or Gossip Girl.
Yeah,
at least in my head, that's where it goes.
Exactly. It goes into that whole overly emotional. Like everyone has drama with everybody else. Like I could do without a lot of that crap.
And if it doesn't have Blake Lively in it, I don't want to watch it.
Or does it have narration from an unseen character?
Oh, does it, Jeremy? I might be back in.
It does.
Ooh.
Camera.
Yeah.
What was that?
I don't know.
Looks
I
like
don't know where it's going.
Looks like Larry's got a loss for words.
There we go.
XOXO, Gossip Girl.
Thank you. That's where I was going, Scott, but I couldn't say it without laughing.
It took me a second to compose myself.
Oh.
What else were we going to talk about?
I think the only thing we haven't touched on, which you have in the title, is National Album Day.
Oh, I was just fishing for full disclosure, guys, we had no plans for anything to talk about today.
Yeah. This is legitimately off the cusp.
Yeah, that's why the thumbnail, at least as of YouTube going live, is a stock image of a confused girl and her laptop. 'Cause we had no plan. I had to set this up this morning. I didn't know what to talk about. If you read the description, it literally says, "This week we don't really have a plan." So I looked on Twitter for what was trending to try to get clickbaity. Apparently today is National Album Day, like record album. Like you're supposed to listen to your entire favorite Taylor Swift album, which I'm sure we all did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was just me trying to pretend like we were going to talk about something.
Well, Scott, I think Scott's gonna listen to it, then watch some Murphy Brown.
Oh, man.
Dude, you're not gonna let that go, are you?
What is the perfect Taylor Swift album to listen to before you watch Murphy Brown? Red? Like it's got to be old, right? It's not new pop. It's not new poppy Taylor Swift. You got to go country Taylor Swift.
The fact that you know any of Taylor Swift's albums,
Ooh,
like by name,
Red,
is a little disturbing.
Fearless. I should know what the new ones are called too. But
so, Jeremy, you're not going to jump on the fact
1989.
that Larry knows Taylor Swift albums? Like that doesn't concern you? The fact that I said I might watch the Murphy Brown remake, you're like, oh shit, oh fucking world's crashing down.
No, just because because it said I've seen his survey that he's filled out for his Funko Secret Santa, and Taylor Swift makes an appearance on that list. I know, like I said, you and your dark, twisted sense of humor that I know you of, that I know of you. So you're not very sensitive.
Yeah, but it's because
you don't care about politics. Isn't Murphy Brown all about like news and politics?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is. And I think this whole new one is about Donald Trump, like anti-Donald Trump. So there is a whole political thing, which make this show crash and burn. To be honest with you. Because depends on how bad it gets,
or it's gonna be what keeps it going, right?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the Donald Trump stuff doesn't make sense sometimes, so maybe Murphy Brown is going to be the new popular show.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hit or miss. But again, if I had my choice between someone was like, "Oh, you gotta watch the Murphy Brown remake or an entire season of Riverdale," I'd be like, "Fucking Murphy Brown every time."
There's your title, Murphy Brown. Every time.
There is at no point in my life if someone's like, you can watch Riverdale, like, I got 2 seasons for you. No, thank you. I'm good.
Scott's like, give me some of that Candace Bergen, baby.
Yeah.
So hot.
And yeah, just because I have a sick, twisted sense of humor, I could still watch some old school shows. Like, that's fine. Larry legitimately wanted to make a Who's the Boss podcast. Like based on like, it still might happen based on old school TV.
I'm gonna throw some shade at Larry now. That's never gonna happen. You're never. Like I said, that you started this whole thing a year ago.
It was in May. It's been like 5 months.
I think it's been longer than that.
No, I bought the domain in May. 100% sure. It's
right.
been 5 months. Like I might have came up with the idea like before that, but I officially committed in May.
Yeah, you talked about the idea before that. Because I've heard about this for a long time.
That is fair.
The Boss podcast.
That is fair. It's probably been about a year since the words "Who's the podcast" first came out of my mouth.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
it's not gonna happen.
One day.
It's not gonna happen. I'm sorry.
Oh, throwing shade.
We already have our hands full with this one. Like, I don't know how you're gonna think of time.
What dreams for me to crush of yours, Nate? I said I crushed Scott's dreams of Murphy Brown. I crushed Larry's dreams of Who's the Podcast. Nate, you're up next. What do you want me to crush, sir?
I've got nothing for you, man.
Yeah, I said you got one pass to Comic-Con.
There you go.
That's the world. That's the universe saying "fuck you, Nate."
I'm gonna get the rest of my passes in Open Reg.
Yeah. I'm just really disappointed in the fact that you're trying to defend Riverdale. Like that was it. Like I think Jeremy and I are now at a fucking battle of just like of wills at this point as to who's gonna break first and admit that their show is awful.
For everybody listening, this won't be the last that you hear of Murphy Brown and Riverdale.
Yeah, and you know what? Hey, Matthew's Nerdy Nation brings up a good thing. He said, "Whatever happened to the talk about Mandalorians?" We were set to talk about that last week. We didn't.
It never happened.
This could have been a topic we could have discussed now. It didn't happen this week.
But nope.
So maybe next week we'll see what happens.
If we have time after talking about Murphy Brown again for like 30 minutes.
The saddest thing is, as much as I said I would watch the remake, I have no idea when it actually is going to be available. Like, I don't know when that thing airs.
So then, dude. So.
Yeah. I was over at Uncle Cody's house the other day, and he was watching it.
Enjoy.
Yep. It's out there.
Oh, hooray. Just out of spite, I am going to watch it.
I think it's the worst spiteful thing that you could do, just because
it's going to hurt me more.
You're hurting yourself. Yeah,
I feel like I have to watch it just to make sure Scott really watched it.
Dude, first off,
what happened in the first episode?
I told you I have not seen it yet.
No, I know, but I'm saying
I'm talking about future questions.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm going to watch it too, just so I can make sure you're not trying to throw some bullshit at me. I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm going to watch Murphy Brown Reboot Episode 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to see. I'll have to see it. Yeah, I guess if you say it's on Uncle Cody, at least I have a way to watch it.
Yeah,
because I don't know if it's on Hulu or anything yet.
Probably not. It's probably on like the CBS app or whatever too, right? CBS.com.
All that bullshit.
Well, like Larry said, Uncle Cody always has the best stuff.
Yeah,
Uncle Cody is my best friend.
Always gets the good movies.
There was a new episode on Thursday. So like I said,
what?
You get 3 episodes that you can catch up on.
There you go.
Are these hour-long episodes or 30 minutes?
They're hour-long. They should.
I'm pretty sure it's 30, right? Sitcom.
It's a sitcom.
Yeah, I thought the new ones were at an hour, but okay.
That's an hour and a half of Murphy Brown.
Like I was only committing to watch 30 minutes to hold you accountable. Running time 23 to 27 minutes.
There you go. All right, so
I think it's 30.
I'm gonna give the first episode a shot, and we'll see. We'll go from there. I can't guarantee 3. And guess what? I'll give it the same amount of time I gave Riverdale. Let's go that way.
Did you know that 7 million people watched the first episode of the Murphy Brown reboot? 7.5 million.
And Scott's about to be 7,000,001.
So wait, hold on.
7,500,001.
What was the stats between 1 and 2 though?
7.5 for 1, 7.1 for 2, 6.7 for 3. So it's dropped, but only by less than 1 million.
That's not a bad drop, honestly, for a TV show.
Drops than that.
Yeah.
The title for episode 3 is #Murphy2.
Oh, yeah. Is it a
#Murphy2?
Oh,
yeah, I want to watch that one now.
Well,
I'm very.
That's episode 3.
Yeah, that's what I said. Episode 3 is #Murphy2. I am very interested to see what that's all about.
Episode 2 is called "I Don't Heart Huckabee."
Oh, Ken Huckabee, probably, right? Isn't he a politician?
Yeah.
Right? No, episode 1's fake news. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I think this is awful.
Yeah. Already. I'm looking at just going on Metacritic here. Most everybody's at about the 50% range.
What's Riverdale got? You got to find out. What's Riverdale got?
Let me find it.
Don't put things in your mouth. It makes for bad podcasting.
Yeah, I know. I just needed my hands to type.
Come on, like 55%.
Riverdale TV show. Oh shit, they're actually pretty.
Bam!
They're pretty close, but yeah, it's
better.
It's got a 68%.
That's a lot better, yeah.
From a 55 to
68. What was that, Jeremy?
User score 7.3.
User score said, okay, what's
4.7.
4.7.
Ooh.
For Murphy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
Really?
users definitely don't like Murphy Brown as much as they do like Riverdale.
Murphy Brown is about as good as Titans because Titans has 55.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and a
That's-
5.6 user score.
Wait.
That's sad.
Fuck Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck Murphy Brown.
No.
Jeremy's just mad because I said I would probably prefer that over a show that he likes.
Hashtag Murphy too.
It's not that. It's the fact that you said you were going to watch it when I know for 100% sure you're not going to watch it. That's, as I said, it has nothing to do with me liking Riverdale or not. It's the fact that you said you were going to watch Murphy Brown.
I watch a bunch of stupid shit. Like, you've seen what I watch
Yeah,
on TV.
that
Are
I
you
believe.
surprised?
Yeah,
that
Like, of everything that I watch on TV, I just binge watch Adam Ruins Everything, for God's sakes. Like, if it's on TV, I will watch that shit.
So, just to change the topic, Casual said, I would like to see another reboot of The Outer Limits. I like all the paranormal stuff on TV shows. I think Outer Limits would actually be a genius idea, but it's another one of those where they're using that name. I'm afraid that they would tarnish it.
What about
all you have to do?
Twilight
Just,
Zone?
Yeah.
no,
What was that?
I think
Modern
they,
Twilight Zone.
they did the Twilight Zone with some of the movies back in the day. Like, I don't think it.
Not the movies, like I said, because I think it works because something like that already exists, and I think it works because Black Mirror reminds me of Twilight Zone.
I was just going to say Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: is like you can take an old concept, make it new, and do a different name. Because like Black Mirror is the perfect example. That is the Twilight Zone updated for the modern era, and just given a different name.
Yeah, well,
I like that better.
I think Black Mirror is more like technology focused, where I think if you're going to do Outer Limits, it has to be more kind of paranormal, sort of creepy. But they could be like the same idea where they're individually, episodes that aren't really interconnected. They just kind of tell freaky stories.
So exactly. So look at that. Take an anthology, kind of an approach to it of these different stories, but you don't need to call it Outer Limits. Think of a new name, do the same process, and go. Yeah, you're really they're trying to take that old name is because they're guaranteed to get people to come in and watch it just because of that name recognition.
I don't know though, man. Like Outer Limits debuted in 1963. A lot of those people are dead.
Yeah, that's.
I know it
true.
got rebooted in 95, but like the people who really remember Outer Limits and Twilight Zone for what they were in the black and white days, they're not around anymore.
Yeah. But like I said, as I say, just take the same concept.
Yeah.
Call it something different.
I like it. I like Black Mirror, right? It's kind of that same. It's words we know, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like I like it, like Outer Limits or Twilight Zone. It's buzzy.
There's a good title, Something Different.
Yeah.
Ooh, something
That's it.
different.
Just something different.
Dun dun dun.
And then have it a show about like Outer Limits, all paranormal ghosts and shit. Like,
Yep.
and call it be done. You're still gonna get if you have a good quality, you're still gonna get people to come watch it. You don't need to rely on reusing an old name that people might recognize for that purpose. Like if you have a good concept, people will watch it. Look at Stranger Things. Like that hints that
So
you borrowed heavily on a ton of stuff.
all right. So let's do this real quick. What are some ridiculous like 50, 60, 70 shows that need to be rebooted? Like why has I Love Lucy never been rebooted?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Is it untouchable? But like they've rebooted everything else. Like I Love Lucy, Gilligan's Island. I feel like Gilligan's Island kind of got rebooted as Survivor. But like what else?
Kind of. Yeah, like
it's same idea.
I think there are those holy grail shows that people won't touch, and I think you just named two of them.
Yeah.
I Dream of Jeannie would be a good one.
Yeah,
Yes.
I Dream of Jeannie.
All in the Family.
What was
Yeah.
that?
All in the Family.
All in
Oh,
the
that's a good
Family,
one.
right? So Jeremy, with that though, like, do we keep?
Archie's a racist.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do we keep the racism with All in the Family? Because there's that whole aspect of institutionalized racism that they have there.
Ooh,
Perfectly nowadays, though, because like I said, it serves as a hot button and it can serve as an educational piece to not be
Yeah.
racist.
I have a good one. Mr. Ed. Give us Mr. Ed again.
Yeah, with some CG to add in.
No CG. Take out that carrot.
Do the peanut butter trick again?
Yeah, peanut butter. Yeah,
right.
Oh,
that
okay,
would be awesome.
I got it. You know what I want to reboot of? I think it's time, and I think
Honeymooners, right to the moon.
No. I think you could do this effectively nowadays, and it would be a completely awesome show. What about Cheers? Because that's where all these shows, Murphy Brown and Frasier and all this other crap spun off of.
No, it's true.
No, just some guys in a bar.
Yeah, where everybody knows your name.
Yeah, so, and then spin off a whole bunch of shows from that.
So have they already kind of done that with It's Always Sunny?
That's kind of what I was thinking too.
I thought that originally before I met that, and it's not necessarily the same.
Yeah, no, but I think you're right. Like, again, you could do that same exact aspect of the setting. Just you don't have to call it Cheers. Why does it have to be Cheers?
I feel like
you could call it Beers.
Yeah, just call it like everyone knows your name is all you have to call it, right? And then
everyone knows
a show about guys that run a bar.
Right.
I should name the podcast.
Ted Danson comes in, hands the bar off to some new young whippersnapper, and the rest writes itself.
They promptly changed the name of the bar from Cheers, and then there you go.
I like it.
No, it would have to be to like
now I want
like a micro brewery. So you'd have to think of some like
IPAs.
Yeah, or you have to be like the arrogant donkey farmer.
Call it Norm.
Norm
spin-off show.
So what? Norm takes ownership of the bar, maybe.
No, and lets his kids.
Yeah, because Norm's old as hell. George Wendt is old as hell too, man.
Yeah, like everyone on there. Like, I mean,
even Woody Harrelson is old.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson is starting to look rough, and you're like, shit, he was like the youngest person on that show.
Yeah. You guys mean Cletus?
Yeah,
Woody Harrelson.
Oh,
from the sequel that I don't know is going to be made.
Oh boy. I went on a tangent there.
I like it.
Harrelson, Cletus Cassidy, and Venom.
I like it. I didn't know he was in Venom though.
Venom? He's in after credit scene, and that's the thing. Like, if you don't know who Carnage is, you won't know who the hell this guy is, because he's just like, "Hey, Carnage is coming," but everybody's like, oh, "Who the hell is that guy?"
Yeah. Why did they have Woody Harrelson in this? Because it's setting up a sequel, which I am not sure is actually going to happen.
He's in a horrible Annie wig too. It's like a little wig with curls, and it's all red. It's like, what the hell?
Wearing a red dress, singing "Sun Will Come Out Tomorrow."
Yeah, drawing stuff on the wall with blood, even though he's in jail.
Is it his
finger
own
blood? No, it's finger blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, like.
It's finger
blood.
I know that you wanted to say the thing, but can we say it's finger blood? Can that please be the name of this episode?
It's finger blood.
I feel like it has to be Murphy Brown. But,
it does have to be Murphy Brown related because of the argument, but
finger blood is pretty great.
It's not just finger blood. It's Finger Blood, which was the name of the worst metal band on the planet.
Was it?
No,
do you know where
no. I'm just making a bad joke about metal bands.
It's the worst Yelp review ever.
Tell the story of where that came from, so we don't have everybody hanging.
So we're going to Anaheim soon, right? For Designer Con. So we were looking. Nate's got a hotel booked. Jeremy's got a hotel book. I've got a hotel book. Scott's got a hotel book. We're not even sure if we need 4 hotels at this point. So we're trying to decide which one's going to be the best one. One of our hotels had a Yelp review where it talked about how they found blood on the sheets, but the person was very adamant that it was finger blood. Because you can tell the difference.
That's usually where you find finger blood is on the sheets.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, at what point you're like, that for sure came from a finger. My forensic brain tells me that blood came from their fingers.
It was wishful thinking, like that story I told you guys a couple weeks ago when we were in Vegas and we got into Uber and the seat was wet. And I'm like, I'm sure they went to the pool. I'm sure they spilled water. It definitely wasn't pee.
Yeah, exactly. That was the wishful.
Definitely finger blood.
Yeah, that finger blood actually came out of someone's anus. That's where that came from.
Oh, gross.
Technically, it's still finger blood.
Yep, it was on a finger.
A finger caused it. Like, it's fine.
Oh god, yeah! Don't forget your black light. Says Casual. Great idea.
All right.
I don't think we're staying at that hotel, guys.
Yeah.
We'll be all right.
All right. Are we done?
Yeah.
We're done.
I think we've argued and gone off track enough.
Take us away, Larry.
Oh, yeah. So, good news. We had that podcast meeting earlier this week, and we've decided we're going to keep doing unboxing videos.
Yay!
So if you're listening to this in an audio format, head over to stsguys.online to sub up to our YouTube channel. We'll record the podcast live, plus we'll have a lot of other great content coming. We'll have a lot of stuff from Tucson Comic-Con. We'll have a lot of videos from Designer Con, so you definitely don't want to miss that out. So yeah, sub us up. Shout out again to Drew for supporting us on Patreon. You guys can be our patrons on Patreon too by going to patreon.com/STS Guys. After you do that, check us out on Instagram at STS Guys. Check us out on Twitter at STS Guys. We're on Facebook at the STS Guys, and I am Larry from the STS Guys.
Chilling like a villain.
Super mega fan of Murphy Brown. Just kidding.
All right. So for episode 57 of the STS Guys, I have been Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry.
Hey guys, it's been Nate.
And I'm Scott.
Who loves Murphy Brown
So much.
so much.
Me saying I'd watch it turned into me. It's my favorite fucking show, apparently.
I love you, Murphy Brown.
I love grandmas.
Candace Cameron is so hot right now.
Thanks to everybody who stayed with us the whole time. We appreciate you going on our little tangents with us.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a good-
Bye.
Bye.